TikTok.
Which state's fashion of India do you like the most?
I think Northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah. The idea was that I don't want to study, so I thought, okay, let's find something which
does not involve study.
Involves study.
TikTok का video.
So you took NIFT as an alternative course to photography?
Yeah, kind of that time.
Your celebrity crush?
Deepika Padukone.
Be Rekha ji or would it be Sonam Kapoor?
Rekha ji.
Rekha ji, okay. A place you would go to if you were invisible? So what defines Samant Chauhan as a person?
Very calm, never angry, enjoy life, whatever it comes, yeah.
And what part of it do you put in your garments?
It's all about me. I mean, if you look at I'm very obsessed with myself, and then whenever we work, I mean, it's just about my story. I mean,
right.
Just, yeah.
Because your garments are actually very calm, they're very flowy.
Yeah.
They're very easy to look at.
I never knew, when all my friends say that, your garments are very conservative, and then when I look at it, I say, maybe, this is how the way I'll look at women. So, yeah, it's all about, yeah.
All right. So, now entering into fashion, how has your journey been? How did you enter into fashion? Have you always wanted to do something in fashion, always wanted to work with weavers, embroideries, or was it a very sudden realization?
Not really. When I've started, the idea was that I don't want to study. So I thought, okay, let's find something which
does not involve study.
Involves study. And I applied for a lot of other college, and my dad was also very clear that you have to complete your graduation, and then whatever you want to do, you can do. You are open to do that. So I am a physics graduate, and then I applied for NIFT. I want to be a photographer that time.
Okay.
And there was no course, and there's only one course in NIFT, and which was for a 3-month, and the fee was 80,000.
Okay.
So I said, okay, let's do a course in NIFT, and of course photography I'll learn by default.
Okay.
So, and that's how the idea come, and then I joined NIFT.
So you took NIFT as an alternative course to photography?
Yeah, kind of that time.
Okay, so when you say that this is my label Samant Chauhan, when did you officially start it, and how long before it did you start working on it?
I graduated in 2004.
Okay.
1 year I worked for Export House.
Wow.
2005 I was selected for a Singapore Asian Young Design Contest, which was a part of Singapore Fashion Week.
Okay.
And I won that contest. I won 3,000 USD. And when I came back, I realized, okay, let's start with this money. So from that money, we took a machine, we rent a place in Shahpurjat, and that's how my journey started as an independent designer.
Okay. So had you not thought of using that money for learning photography then?
I think by that time, I complete my course, I thought, okay, photography any which way I can do, because that required, our work required that skill, so.
Okay. All right, so now that you've started your journey, what were the difficulties? Everybody I've spoken to till now, fashion is difficult. It's not easy. It is filled with struggle. What initial struggles and difficulties did you face in building the brand today, what it is?
I think the most difficult part in this is that fashion is that, it's not a normal product.
Okay.
You are creating fashion, you are designing the whole collection, you are producing it, you are marketing it, you are doing sales,
right.
And whatever is left, it's all waste because you have to create the new thing in next 6 months. So it's not a regular product or a regular business.
Okay.
And that's make it very difficult and hard. It's a very difficult to balance because at the core you are a creative person, you are an artist, and how to convert that creativity into the commerce. I think it took 7-8 years. It took 8 years when I got my first order, or we started making money as a.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 years.
8 years, yeah.
That's long. Now that you say whites and beiges, why did you introduce black? I've been reading about it, and there's a law that it says that, you know, black has been introduced in Samant Chauhan's collection. I really want to know about it.
So 2 years back we did a collection which is about, like, you know, a lot of my buyer, you know, even my karigar who works with us. So if you go to our floor, you see off-white everywhere.
Okay.
There's no color. So they always, like, my buyer always used to ask, why don't you do the color? Like, so, and I used to always respond that maybe I don't understand color and I'm a color blind. So, and that's how the idea comes that, okay, let's reverse what we are doing now.
Right.
So we've been doing throughout the white, so let's do black.
Okay, so
And
you
that
wanted
was
to
the, yeah,
absolutely opposite.
opposite, yeah.
Okay.
And that was the idea of the show.
Okay.
And we converted the whole thing opposite.
Is there any specific fabric you really like and that has been a signature in all your garments?
So whatever you see, it's all weaved in Bhagalpur, and that's the core of our brand.
Okay.
So we manufacture in Delhi, but so even if we are making cotton and silk, that has been weaved in Bhagalpur.
So do you also come from a garment background?
No, I'm not.
So you've always seen basically these weavers working since you were a kid?
I'm not, I mean, actually I'm not from Bhagalpur. It's like 50-60 kilometers from there.
Away from there.
But always, yeah, no, I've seen my family is going there, buying there,
Right.
and then I know that the weaver, they're weaving. Bhagalpur silk is a very famous silk, and what is special about it. And when I joined NIFT, I realized that, okay, a lot of people don't know about that silk, like, you know, and how unique this silk is.
Do you think kids today know about indigenous fashion of India? कि यहाँ पे ये बनता है, यहाँ पे ये बनता है? Especially the ones who are studying fashion today.
I think not about the fashion student. If you go to, we attend sometime we interact with the client and we surprise the kind of knowledge they have now.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of, I think, exposure in terms of media, in terms of, you know, the
Even
social
the
media.
internet, right.
So they write about the fabric, they understand the zari, they want to read more about. So knowledge is also very accessible these days. So I think this generation is much more aware, like
What's made where in India?
Exactly.
Okay. So is your market more focused in India or outside India?
We cater to a wide range of client.
Okay.
So we do preth, which is less than 10,000. We do gowns, which is 90,000. We do Indian wedding lehenga, which is for 5,000. So it's not that we are selling to a particular client, like, you know. So there are different segments.
So your market is scattered across the globe.
Yeah.
It's not that it's concentrated in India or any other part.
No.
Is there any country that gives you a very specific response of your products?
I think 6-7 years back we started selling in Middle East, and it was a big hit because we always thought that, you know, who gonna buy these kind of product, because this is more experimental, and and I was amazed that, you know, they have amazing sense of fashion, and
they were okay with it. So the acceptance there is very good.
Very good.
Okay. What is your view of Indian fashion in the global market?
I think the perception is changing now. They don't think India as a just a sourcing hub. A lot of brand you see, they participate in Paris and trade show. They all accepting as these are brand from India, and they want to buy. I mean, they just don't buy the fabric or just the ready to you know, wear garment.
Right.
So I think that the perception is changing.
So now they're seeing the Indian market as a designer market instead of a sourcing market.
Yes.
There are basically two ways, online and offline, right? Apart from the wholesale or the high order that goes. When we say retail and fashion, online and offline, which one do you prefer?
I think both the medium, you cannot say it's online is good or online is getting creating a lot of order.
Right.
Until and unless your presence, offline presence has to be there, otherwise how do they feel the product? If you're selling a gown for 90,000, nobody's gonna buy just seeing the picture.
Right.
They have to wear this, they have to feel that, they have to, you know, touch that whole texture of the garment, and for that you need a physical presence. So I think it's both way. I mean, for us also, online is doing great just because we have offline presence. So we kind of making a balance between offline and online.
So offline होना ज़रूरी है ताकि आप online जा सको for a designer in fashion.
It's very important when you are selling a high value product. It's not a t-shirt that they'll buy, just see and they read the slogan and they buy the t-shirt for like 500 or 1000 or 2000. You are selling something which is a very high priced.
Okay, so in your sales, if I say, okay, there's 100% sales, how much of it do you think of online contributes?
I think 30%. 30%, yeah.
Which is a good number.
Which is a very good number.
Right.
But we understand that we can't increase that number. If we try to increase the number, we'll lose the offline sales. So we have to really balance it. And it's very technical because your retailer is selling your product across the world, and you've started selling directly to your client. They will not stock you. If they'll not stock you, they'll not aware of your brand. And that's they're buying your product because they have seen the product somewhere else, in very like different part of the world where you have no access to those stores or those places. So that is very important, and how to balance that, that your offline store should not be disturbed by your online sale. Right. So it's a very tricky thing.
What do you think is the importance of, say, exhibitions and trade shows and fashion in India, especially for Indian designers?
I think it's a lot of clients started enjoying going to the exhibition, and they want to bargain, they want to interact with the designer. I think and then that gives you a different it's completely different setup where you're talking about your, so I think it's growing, and it's equally good as, and for a designer also it's very important to understand why they want to buy your product. And until and unless you interact with your client, you'll never get to know this. So if you are selling somewhere, if we are selling in Bombay store, I don't know who is buying the product. So if I am there in exhibition with my product, I get to know, okay, this is why they want to buy Samant Chauhan.
And where is Samant Chauhan present as of now across the globe? Where in India, where all, and outside where all?
Oh, I mean, I can't. In India, I think we are selling through 25 stores.
Wow,
we have our own. We are opening next month our 5th store in Calcutta.
Wow.
Yeah, we have US, we sell through Anthropology, and they have almost 600 stores. So any part of the US you go, you'll find our product. Yeah. And then Europe also, there's a lot of I think 30-40 stores we are selling.
Oh, that's great. You have quite a presence.
And Middle East, like you name the store and we are there. So we choose our retailers. So
So you feel that probably in the year 2025, 2030, Indian fashion, specifically Indian fashion, will have a prominent role in global fashion?
Yes, I feel so, because China is always about the mass, and a lot of US and a lot of European buyers are started looking India as a high fashion garment manufacturing, or they started have their own setup here to develop the new design. So I am very positive. I'm very and a lot of designer who I've seen growing that they are doing amazingly well, and I think we'll be there.
What's your take on social media? How prominent is Samant Chauhan on social media? Samant Chauhan as a label?
We are not very active.
Not very active?
Not very active, but so if you look at our Instagram, it's more of our client, who are buying. So it's more of a serious, rather posting a video or interesting stuff. You've
been educated in fashion, right? You've come so far till now. Do you think that there is anything that you want to change in fashion education, specifically in India? ऐसी कोई चीज़ जो ये नहीं सिखाते? Because I'm sure you must be having a lot of interns also. You must have trained people also under you. Is there anything you feel ये चीज़ इन लोगों को नहीं सिखाई गई है that should be a part of the curriculum?
I think we are when I started traveling and I started going to a lot of fashion college for lecture. So what I see, what is the difference between our system and their system? They are very good with the documentation. They know how to archive their work, and I think they are very good with it. And this is how you build your portfolio. You have to have access to your own work.
Right.
That when in any point of time, and that's how you develop your own style. When you keep seeing your work and you see that how you are growing towards something. So I think that's very important, and that's what we are lacking in fashion education, that we need to know how to document things properly.
What's your vision for the label Samant Chauhan? Now, say in the coming 5 years, where do you think you want to expand to or see Samant Chauhan?
I don't know, we don't see as expansion as where we want to see. I think our brand is all about, you know, creating how many hours of job we have created for the people. I think that's our kind of a turnover, that you know, we don't see that how much turnover we have achieved or what is the target for the next year. How many people are engaged in our work, and that is important. So we don't see as that, you know, I want to see Samant Chauhan everywhere, but I want to see as, you know, organization where we are involving more and more weaver, more and more craftsmanship, more and more embroider, more and more skilled tailor, and how many manpower we skill that year. So that is our
So other than Bhagalpuri weavers, do you also work with other clusters of weavers across India?
So we do work with Chanderi weaver, we do work with Banaras, we do work with Fulia, we do work with Maheshwar. So there's a lot of reason, and every we do a lot of last 2 year I think we've been working on Kota Doria, which is doing really good for us. So yeah.
So you do with a number of clusters and a number of weavers across.
So every season we want to introduce one cluster so that, you know, it creates some newness and
Nice. If given an opportunity of, say, doing a costume design for a Hollywood or a Bollywood person, whom would you do it for?
Me? Amitabh Bachchan.
Amitabh Bachchan? Okay. And why is that so? Why did you choose him?
I think he's a true style icon, and then, you know, whatever he wears, he carried that thing very beautifully.
Okay. What do you think about ethical fashion and sustainable fashion, especially because as an Indian, we've always been very sustainable. We've always had this hands down clothes अपने छोटे भाई बहनों को दे दिया, or even our parents till date they'll probably say, you know, you can still use this, so wear it till you can types. So what's your take on ethical and sustainable fashion?
I think of course the whole concept of ethical organic fashion is completely different what we read or see in Europe, because they have a different problem. They have a problem of, again, like, you know, buying a lot of clothes. But here in India we don't normally, like, you know, we buy a t-shirt, I wore it, then I pass it to my brother, and then mom makes it pocha. I mean, that's so we utilize it. So there is no recycle, like, you know, thing, because we already know how to recycle thing. And of course, like, you know, any state you go, you will find n number of craft which is completely indigenous, and then and purely hand woven, and the whole process is natural, organic. So for us, of course, but now we are facing a problem with, like, water is a problem, is going to be a very big problem, and then we say that organic cotton, but growing cotton itself takes a lot of water. So this new debate has come that, you know, polyester is more organic or cotton is more organic, because what do you do with these, like a polyester or a polymer which you have created in your environment? So you have to recycle, or you have to make the fabric, you have to make the brick, or whatever, however you want to use it. So I think it's completely different for us, and I think we are pretty good with the recycle. We are pretty good, like, you know, of our own technique of weaving or spinning or dyeing the fabric. But I think what I want to communicate is that, you know, you have to always buy what you think that you can wear it again and again. It's not just, you know, you wear once and then so
just leave it.
Whatever you buy fashion, I mean, it will remain with you, and it has to be timeless piece actually.
What do you think is actually more organic, polyester or cotton?
No, it depends. Like, you know, we have to recycle those polyester what we have created. So that is a problem which we have already created.
Right.
So how to recycle it? So I think if we can do that, I think polyester is more sustainable. If we think, of course, yeah, if we are making the polyester, I think it's no, we are polluting again.
Right.
But if we are making a fabric with the recycled polyester, I think that is more sustainable.
Right, because then we're actually using that
already created in the environment, and we are using it. And polyester is easy to maintain. You don't need press, you don't need a dry clean, you don't need a lot of water to wash. So it's easy to maintain also. So it's a kind of.
Do we ever expect to see polyester in your collection as a whole, or even recycled polyester as a whole?
We will, of course. Yeah.
You will?
Yeah.
Okay, these are one-worders. Like your choice answers one-worders.
Okay.
Okay. A trait in you would want to change.
I should open up more to people, I think.
Okay. If you would want to give your label some other name other than Samant Chauhan, वो क्या नाम होता?
I think made in Bhagalpur.
Okay. Bollywood celebrity showstopper that you would want in your collection.
Deepika Padukone.
Which state's fashion of India do you like the most?
I think Northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah.
I really like those mekhla chadors there, genuinely. Samant Chauhan in a word. Describe yourself in just one word.
Very complicated, very difficult to express, I think. Yeah.
Okay. One person you look up to?
Rajesh Pratap Singh.
Your celebrity crush?
Deepika Padukone.
Do you believe in quality of life or do you believe in quantity in life?
I think both.
Both? A change in your country you would really want this country to go through. Any one change?
I think this country should be more secular. The phase we are going through, I think we should be more secular.
So Samant Chauhan, a designer or entrepreneur?
I started as a designer, but now I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay, if given a chance in Bollywood to dress someone up and style them, would it be Rekha ji or would it be Sonam Kapoor?
Rekha ji.
Rekha ji, okay. Your style icon?
Amitabh Bachchan.
A place you would go to if you were invisible?
I want to see like all the artist workshop. I'm very curious how they work and then.
Alright. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Day person.
If given a chance to travel back in time, which era would you like to explore in fashion?
70s.
A fabric you'd choose to work with lifetime?
Bhagalpur silk.
If given a chance to make a series on Netflix, what will it be about?
It's about the weaver.
If not a designer, what would you be?
Filmmaker or photographer.
Are you a coffee person or a tea person?
Coffee.
A classic movie or a classic tale that you would like to design costumes for?
Mother India.
It would be nice if you could give us a tour with your fabric and your embroidery.
If you look at the fabric, so we don't use directly the fabric. So if you see this part of the fabric, we fuse the fabric, we crush the fabric first, then we fused it on a fusing. Then there's a stitching going on, and stitching is also not straight. You see the stitching is going along with the frill. So this is what we believe in, that okay, whatever the fabric we get, we have to play with that fabric first and we have to create our own fabric. Otherwise, what is the difference between a brand and a designer? We do everything.
And stationery?
Stationery also, you did not see that.
No.
Made this in white, which is a picture of my Instagram.
Oh wow. So it's more about what Samant Chauhan is doing.
No, selling, not
selling.
doing.
Okay, so it's more about what he's selling.
That's not in our blood.
That's not in our blood. Okay.
So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and it was really great. And thank you for the time that you've given to Iknockfashion.
So only you're going to be in the frame, I'm not going to be there.
Okay.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Just disappear people.
To disappear people? Do you prefer yourself in long hair, short hair?
Long hair days are gone.